everybody, it's Jewelyn. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to an updated video for my Hoya Compacta, my dream plant that I got gifted a couple of weeks ago in my collection, and I haven't touched the plant since I filmed that video for the channel, and I want to go ahead and clean it. Now I'm gonna wait for me to go ahead and transplant the plant, and I know you guys didn't want me touching it, but I definitely want to do a cleaning on it. So in today's video, that is exactly what I'm gonna do, nothing more than that. So if you guys love watching planting videos, this is just gonna be a very therapeutic video for me because this plant is taller than me with multiple trails. And with the Hoya Compacta, as you can see, there's so many crevices in here that it will probably take me, I'm not sure, you guys, maybe 2 hours. I'm giving myself 2 hours to go ahead and clean every single part of this plant. And how I'm gonna clean it, I'm going to be using my coconut oil and water method. Now if you watch my fiddle leaf fig video that I put up a long time ago on the channel, it's one of my most popular videos on fiddle leaf fig care, which I'll go ahead and do again for this planting season. So really simple way for me to clean my plants, and I do this for all of my plants. And if you guys want to watch me clean my plants on the channel, I can go ahead and maybe do one a week to inspire you. So this would be a fun way to start that series. So I just use whatever virgin coconut oil I have in my house at the moment. I'm using the organic virgin coconut oil from Lazy Acres. It was one of the grocery stores that I went to doing van life south of me, so I have that. And what I did was I put like half of a tablespoon in here, microwaved it. This is one of my water vessels I upcycled from my kitchen. So the amount of coconut oil I probably used for this much water is half of a teaspoon in here, microwaved it. This is one of my upcycled water vessels that came through my kitchen. And then I went ahead and put tap water in it, and it's ready to go. Now there's multiple ways you can go ahead and clean your plants, like my fiddle leaf fig, monstera, and any of that. It's really big and has a lot of real estate, so I would use napkins in that situation. But because there's a lot of twists and turns in this foliage, I'm going to use Q-tips and cotton balls. For this type of plant, I'm not going to be using a napkin. I'm going to be using cotton balls and Q-tips. This is just what I had in my bathroom, so I don't mind using it up on this plant. And I'm going to go from top to bottom on each trail and go through the plant and clean it really good. I want to share with you why I want to go ahead and do this. So if you take a look at the plant here, as you can see, there is lots of buildup on the whole plant, and I want to go ahead and get rid of all of that. So the whole plant is covered with it, and the blooms are still beautiful. I'll show you guys an update on the blooms, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning. I don't know how long this is gonna take me, but I'm giving myself some time to do this. It's my day off today, so I'm dedicating today just strictly for my Hoya Compacta. So here's an update of the blooms. Still gorgeous. I'm admiring this plant every day. Ever since I got this plant in my collection, I've been dying to clean it. So today's the day. As you can see, lots of buildup on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and dedicate. I'm willing to spend 2 hours or more on this plant. This is something that is definitely needed for the plant. It's really bad. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm probably gonna speed it up because this is going to probably be really long. So if you guys enjoy watching me clean my plant, my Hoya Compacta, give this video a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos of me cleaning my plants, sound off down below, and I'll go ahead and share that on the channel. I'm gonna start from my bottom and work my way up. So what I'm doing is I'm going through each leaf and I'm wiping it down and being very careful so that I don't ruin any of the leaves. Now if there's harder to reach spots, I'm gonna use a Q-tip, but I think for the first initial sweep I'm going to do a cotton ball because it covers more real estate on the plant, which would hopefully be easier and faster for me. And the coconut oil is great for the plants. I've never had problems with it, and it gives a nice natural shine on the plants. So let's see, I'm gonna time myself to see how long this takes. I'm gonna do it as quick and as possible. So already with my first cotton ball, I was able to clean the plant really good. As you can see, there is a bunch of dirt coming off. I was gonna sit down and do this video, but I feel like because the plant is so long, it's probably easier for me to just have it stay where it's at and then I come to it. and then work with it here. So far I'm loving what the cotton ball is doing to it. So just do that. So here you go. Here's the first few wipes on the plant. If you can see, there's a major difference already. And then now I'm gonna go back into the crevices and I'm going to clean in between and get the parts of the plant that I missed. So I think that's perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing here. And if I feel like it's maybe faster and quicker to just do it once with the Q-tip, I'm just gonna go ahead and dip the Q-tip into my water, diluted coconut oil water, and then work from there. So if you see here, do you see the Q-tip? So my Q-tip is pretty dirty. Working quickly. I like how this first section turned out. So here's what it's going to look like. This is my first section clean. I'm gonna go ahead and work my way up to the next section. Time I'm around, I'm gonna dip my Q-tip in. So I really like the Q-tip method because as you can see, it goes right into the crevices here and picks up all of the dirt and the growth on it. Gives it a nice sheen as well. So this Q-tip is done. I'm gonna throw it away. Abby is fighting an ear infection. I took her to the vet this morning and I had to flush her ear out and put medicine in, so she's hiding in the house. She's just been kind of sitting in her crate, being really quiet. I feel really bad for her. So hopefully she'll be in the upcoming videos later on this week when she feels better. So what I'm doing is, on one side of the Q-tip, I'm dipping it into my water solution with coconut oil. And then once I pass through, I go back on the other side where it's dry to just wipe it up one last time. And then I'm going to move on to the next section. So far, so good. And kind of interested to see how long it's going to take me to do one strand. Hi, honey. Here she is. How's your ear? Oh, you're hanging out? You thought I left? Poor thing. So I think I made the right choice with the cleaning method because already just from this one section here, I see a major difference in the plant already. And I can see all of the dirt that's built up on the Q-tip from me going through it. So I'm not mad at the decision I did on how to clean this plant, and I think the Q-tip works perfect. So if you want to clean your Hoya Compacta, I highly recommend this method. So this whole plant has built up on it, which is unfortunate, but at least no bugs. So as you can see, the Q-tip is pretty dirty, and I don't mind using this whole box on this plant. I think it's worth it. I can't believe that May is coming to an end. I'm thinking the next video I'm gonna film is going to be my pot of fame. A lot of my plants bloomed on me this month. So do you see how green the Q-tip is? It's just from me going through this plant in one leaf. That's so crazy. This plant definitely needed a little TLC. I love how the Q-tip goes right in there. It's like perfect. It's meant for the Hoya Compacta. So here you go, you guys. Take a look at that. Do you see how bad that looks? I'm trying to be as gentle as I can. Okay, another Q-tip. That was really bad. Okay, moving along. How often am I gonna do this? I'm not sure. Maybe 3 times a year. We'll see when I do it again. So far I did this much of the plant and it looks better already. I'm definitely not mad at that. This is probably the best it's ever looked. Ooh, this one is really bad right here. So as you can see, you guys, take a look at the buildup on the plant. I'm just going with the Q-tip. So as you can see here, I'm just cleaning it. I'm getting it all out as much as I can. So here you go. This is what it looks like. Okay, you guys, so far I've done this much of my plant. So far so good. I'm trying to work as quick as I can because I have so much more trails to go through. But already with what I've done so far, the plant is looking better than what it was before I touched it. So it's amazing what a little TLC can do. And I'm gonna monitor the plant and see when I do another cleaning again. I'll probably do it maybe end of summer for another maintenance cleaning. This can also be like a fun project for my grandma and I to do together. I was actually gonna wait to do this video with her, but I've had this plant now in my collection for, I want to say, maybe a month now. So I wanted to go ahead and do this cleaning for the plant quite soon after I got the plant. I actually wanted to do it like that week, but I just wanted to let it just be in my patio before I start touching it. So the Q-tip method is working so well. As you can see, the Q-tip is pretty dirty, and I'll share with you at the end all of the Q-tips that I went through and what's on it, so you can see that how much was on the plant. As you can see, here is what one of the Q-tips looks like. It is covered in green buildup. Alright, so that takes care of my first strand here, and I am in love with the outcome. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this one to the side, and then we're gonna work on our next strand. Pretty satisfying, I have to say, and I can't wait to finish the rest. My hands is really yucky right now, so I'm just gonna stick this here on the side so I don't lose track of what I'm doing, and I'm going to work on my next one here. This one has a double, it splits off here in a Y on the bottom. That's super cute. Also, this gives me a chance to check on the plant to see how well is it doing, if there's any bugs hiding in between this. On my hybrid epiphyllum, there was little aphids living in the blooms, in the crevices, so that was really stressful. And I have that plant living outside in the front of my house, so it's always good to check your plants because you just never know. They like to hide in these little crevices here. Wow, this plant is really dirty. I'm so glad that I'm doing this video today. I've been really wanting to do this for the plant ever since I got this plant in my collection. And it's very therapeutic to do this for the plant and then hearing my fountain in the background. I just wish Evie didn't have an earache. And my grandma will be here in 2.5 weeks, and I look forward to having her back on the channel. And I can't wait to see her reaction when she sees the collection in person, because it has grown literally since she was last here. And my grandma has a lot of fun taking care of the plants with me, so that's really fun to do with her. Just being very careful that I don't have rough hands. Keep it nice and light so that I don't ruin the plant. But already on this plant here on the bottom, there's lots of dirt buildup all on the plant. So Hoyas are low maintenance plants, but high maintenance when it comes to cleaning them. If they have long trails like this, and you don't want to see the buildup growing on them. And I'm pretty sure once this plant is cleaned up, maybe it'll be able to photosynthesize better, right? So that's always a plus. But I really like, you guys, how I'm able to go in these crevices with the Q-tip right in there and clean out those hard to reach spots. I'm so glad I thought about this. I'll be seeing Tristan tomorrow, so I can't wait to let him know that I did a cleanup on the plant. It's always fun. Little plant update. I wonder how he's doing with his Hoyas. Yikes, this one is really bad, you guys. Slowly getting there. So far I've done this whole section here. So here is strand number 2. I want to say I did pretty good. See one spot here where I kind of passed over, but so strand number 2 is done. For the most part, that was pretty quick. This strand has a lot of new growth, and so the new parts of the plant aren't as dirty, so it's a little bit quicker for me to go through this plant. So now that I got the second strand done, let's go ahead and move on to strand number 3. I feel pretty satisfied going through strand number 2. That wasn't that bad. I just have to work really quickly, so this won't be a several hour long project here. And I think it looks great. I did miss over this spot here, so I'm just doing this last section here for the plant. So just going back on strand number 2, doing a last cleanup here and there on the plant. But for the most part, this one did not take that long because there's a lot of new growth on this strand. Here's a quick midway break update here. I've now been working on the plant for almost 3 hours. I still have the other half to go. So the left side of the plant is done. Right side needs to be done. I still need to do the top part, which is like the heaviest part where it needs to be clean. But I need to take a break and eat some lunch. I'm gonna go to the post office right now, mail out some plant orders before the post office closes, and I'm gonna come back to finish up the rest of the plant. Alright you guys, so I am back from taking a little break, and I pretty much went away from the plant to take a moment. I have spent now I think 3 hours cleaning the plant. I am halfway through the plant. I still have this whole half here, which I think is more than what I just did, plus the top of the plant. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna go through one more strand, and then I'll pick up the video tomorrow morning to finish up the rest of the plant, just to give me a break from it. I still also have to edit tomorrow morning's video, and it is now after 6 p.m. My watch is this, so I guess you should take this off. But it is currently 6 p.m. I just came back from the post office from mailing out one of my plant orders for the day, and I want to just go ahead and probably do one more strand, because that's probably the amount of time that I can put into this plant before the sun goes down, and I still need to edit. So my take on cleaning this plant is that it's time consuming. This would be a really good project to have 2 people do, but my grandma arrives in 2 weeks and I want to clean the plant before she arrives here, because I've now had the plant in my collection for a little over a month, and every time I look at it and I see the fungus growth on it and all of the leaves on the dusty, dirty side, it kind of bugs me. So I think today was like the day to at least start it, and I'll get through this strand here, and then I'll pick up the video tomorrow morning before I teach my night classes, and then I'll probably give you guys a different point of view for the top section, because that's probably like the heaviest part of cleaning I'm gonna have to do. It's really like thick with algae buildup, so that I'm probably gonna have to spend a lot more time running the Q-tip back and forth to get all of that green buildup off of the leaves. But my take on using the Q-tip over the cotton ball, I prefer, because I can just go through all of these crevices, and because the Q-tip is a little bit more firmer than a cotton ball, I can run the Q-tip a little bit more thoroughly through the plant than just using the cotton ball. But if I didn't have Q-tips, I would do the cotton ball method, because it's like the perfect size if I didn't have the Q-tips in my home. So very easy, quick to do. It's just very time consuming when this plant has so many trails and it's taller, longer than me. To take a quick break, step away from the plant. 3 hours, I've never spent more than, I don't know, an hour max on any plant cleaning it. So we'll have to see how much hours when I'm done with this whole cleanup does it take to do the whole plant. And I hope that the next time I do the cleaning on this plant, that it'll be a lot more quicker and easier to do. And I think maybe before my grandma goes back home to Hawaii in a couple of months, we can do this project together. I look forward to seeing how the plant does, my Hoya Compacta. Once I clean it up, I think it'll be really happy. I can't wait to give this plant a couple weeks and then I'll check up on it. But I think this is the best thing I can do for it now, if I'm not gonna transplant it into another pot. Now, my plan for the transplant is basically taking this plant out of its nursery planter and just dropping it into a terracotta planter and not messing with the root system, because as you can see, this plant is really happy and I don't want to mess that up. So that is my plan of action, and I'll probably do that maybe in the next month, because the blooms are still on the plant and looking happy. So I'm not gonna touch it right now, but definitely wanted to do a cleanup. And my hands has like the layer of the buildup all over, and you'll see at the end of the video, I'll show you the amount of Q-tips that I used up and how much dirt I was able to get off of the plant. So that's gonna be something cool to see. I don't know, we'll see how long this takes for me to do this first strand coming back to the plant, and maybe I might do one more, but we'll just see, because time's ticking and I still need to edit the video for tomorrow's upload, which currently right now is my van life content, which was super fun. I can't wait to be back in van life for more adventures. Abby loved it a lot. I think that this Hoya is probably over 10 years old. It has to be. I want to say maybe even 15 or 20 years old. Why? Because my little Hoya Compacta, if you watch my unboxing, I want to say 2 years ago, That thing was so tiny, and I actually gave a part of it to Tristan as a thank you, and I don't think it was more than 4 inches long, if that. And this plant is over 5 feet long, so I want to say this plant is maybe 15 to 20 years, give or take. And I am, you know, it'd be cool to actually know where this plant came from. But I'm so glad that it's in my collection, and I look forward to doing a collective video, updated Hoya collection video for my collecting series. And it'd be fun to see all of my Hoyas together in one video for 2019. So this section right here is all new growth, so I don't really have to go in and clean a lot, but I do want to spend a fair amount, which will probably be tomorrow morning, just cleaning the top section because it is so thick with buildup on it that I really want to spend some time on it. But this is very like relaxing and therapeutic for me to clean this plant. I feel so blessed and fortunate to have this plant in my collection, and I've never imagined that it would take me hours to clean one plant. So it's a fun little project for the collection, and hopefully inspire you on cleaning your Hoya Compacta, especially since my Hoya Compacta is living outside in my patio. It does collect more dust than, say, like if it was living in my home. And my pine tree above the house gives so much trash, debris, and dust that it's probably not helping this situation. So far so good. The plant looks happy, and I can't wait to see my grandma's reaction when she sees this in my patio in 2 weeks. I can't wait to have her here. It'll be cool because my grandma gets to see all of the updates in person. She likes to watch all of my videos. So hello grandma, if you're watching me clean my plant. Doing pretty good. So I want to say I got through all of the parts that looked really bad. This section was not that bad at all. I'm just looking through the plant one last time. I'm much more concerned of the top section of the plant because it is thick with buildup. So, see a section I missed here. Let's clean it up. Okay guys, so I just finished another one. I think I have it in me to do maybe one more as the sun is setting here. Let's see here. What do I have? Let's go with this one next. So this one I really want to be careful with because of the blooms here. Don't want to mess that up. So just working really quickly. Perfect time to inspect the plant. And I also need to look for a really nice macrame hanger for this plant when I go ahead and transplant it to a terracotta, which I already got a terracotta planted for it, so I have one saved and reserved for this plant on my potting bench, which by the way looks really good, nice and organized. Containers. So just working really quickly through this section here. Not messing with the blooms. I can't believe this Hoya is still giving me beautiful blooms. It's been now over a month of seeing it bloom with me in my collection, and I love staring at the blooms. Like, look at how stunning that is. Isn't that precious? So beautiful. I can't believe it. My Hoya collection is pretty big, and this is the first time I've ever seen Hoya blooms in person. So I'm really living for this plant. Plant goes, Hoya goes. So I definitely want to take the time out to clean this plant. It deserves it. And especially with all of these twists and turns in the foliage, I want to go ahead and give it its best life. So this is probably like the first time this plant ever got to clean too. So that's really fun to think of. It's like almost giving my Hoya Compacta like a spa day or bath day, getting all cleaned up. Here's another section of blooms. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop here. I just did this much of my next strand. Alright, you guys, so I'm gonna wrap up the video here because the sun is setting and I still have to edit tomorrow's video, and I spent a good 3.5 hours cleaning this plant. I still have another half to do, so see you tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoy part 1 of 2 of cleaning my Hoya Compacta. I can't believe I have to do it in 2 parts because it has taken me hours now. But we'll pick up tomorrow morning, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey everybody, it's Jewelyn and welcome back to part 2 of cleaning my Hoya Compacta. I can't believe I have to do it in 2 separate sessions. After yesterday and spending over 3 hours before the sunset cleaning half of my Hoya Compacta, I'm back the next morning and I'm feeling really motivated to finish up this process. So game plan for part 2, I'm gonna clean it the same way, having it here. And then once I get done through all of its trails, I'm going to bring my Hoya Compacta down and I'm going to work above it for that top section because there's like the most growth and dirt that I'm going to have to clean thoroughly through the plant. And I want to be able to give you guys a different point of view and actually see how the Q-tip method worked for me. So here's a little quick glimpse of all of the Q-tips I used yesterday, and I'll give you guys an overview of how much I use when I get done through this plant. So I'm going to work really quickly. I do teach my afternoon and night classes today, so I want to go ahead and dedicate this morning to finish up this project. I see so much work that I'm going to have to tackle. So let's go ahead and jump right back into part 2 of cleaning my Hoya Compacta, and I'm going to grab my Q-tips and my water, which is set up right here, and get started. So let's keep track of time here and see how quick I can get through this second part here. I just love all of its blooms, by the way. It's so gorgeous. And there's never a day that goes by where I don't appreciate having this beautiful Hoya in my collection. With the same cleaning method, I am going to be doing this for my Hoya Crinkle 8 because it's definitely in need of some cleaning. So if you guys enjoy watching me clean my plants, let me know in the comments below, and I'll go ahead and do more videos like this in the future to motivate you to clean and take care of your plants a little more, especially when it comes to this type of plant where there's so many different hidden crevices and turns in the foliage that you just can't get in with just a single like towel wipe through, which I did on my fiddle leaf fig. I'm gonna have to go ahead and clean that very soon, so I look forward to sharing that on the channel. So just working really quickly. Also, it's really motivating to see my other half of my Hoya Compacta nice and clean. So I look forward to finishing up this project, and then maybe in a month or 2 when the blooms have fallen off, I'll go ahead and literally just place this into a terracotta planter. But for now, I just want to go ahead and dedicate a few hours to cleaning this plant. So I'm probably gonna speed up this whole process because it is tedious. I really love that I'm able to dedicate a whole video to cleaning my prize Hoya, and the Q-tip just works like perfect in all these different twists and turns. So the Q-tip was meant to clean the Hoya Compacta. It's perfect. So relaxing to also hear my fountain in the background. But Abby's been like obsessed with drinking the fountain water, which is not very good, because when I first got the fountain, I was putting that algae solution in the water, and ever since I've seen her started drinking the water, I haven't been putting that in there because I'm afraid of her drinking that. So hopefully the algae buildup won't become a problem, because I haven't been using it because of Abby. She probably thinks it's like a huge water bowl for her. Okay, so far so good. I'm really more concerned on the top part of the plant where the growth is really bad, that buildup and the dust. It's another perfect day here in Santa Monica. This morning Abby and I went to the beach for a beach workout, and I'm trying to get her active. She's just been sitting in her crate dealing with an earache, and I feel so bad. So I'm gonna have to put her medicine in her ear after this, which I'm not looking forward to because I feel really stressed out about getting that medicine in her ear. But Abby will be back in good health very soon. I'm curious to see how many Q-tips I'm gonna go through at the end of this cleaning. And this is very tedious work, very therapeutic for me to literally go through each leaf and clean the plant out. So for sure I want to do a nice general cleaning on all of my plants with big foliage, because those are the ones that collect dust the easiest. So maybe one day soon I will go ahead and go through my collection and clean through the plants. A fun plant goal for me with cleaning my plants would be maybe doing one plant a week for the channel. I think that would be cool. Some of the things that I look forward to cleaning are my rubber plants. Also my bird's nest fern is something I would want to clean, as well as my red Congo philodendron, which is behind me. That thing is very dusty, so I would like to go ahead and clean that plant, as well as George. He needs a good cleaning, so I think this is going to be a really cool stem off of planting with Jewelyn, taking care of my plants, cleaning them, giving them a nice thorough cleaning every couple of months or whenever they need it. So love a good cleaning, and I find it also therapeutic to watch cleaning videos for some reason. Sound off in the comments below if you guys love watching cleaning videos, and do you enjoy watching me clean my plant. Especially with a collection as big as mine, it's always good for me to look and clean my plants every now and then, to just check on it to see how it's doing. With a collection this big like mine, I think it's also important for me to go through each plant just to check to see if it's doing good. There might be mealybugs or aphids that I don't know about, so taking the time out to clean my plant like this is also beneficial for me to check the health of the plant. But I think I'm gonna feel very accomplished once I am done cleaning my Hoya Compacta, because this is definitely very time consuming and tedious, but I wouldn't have it any other way, because this is such a priceless gift to me. And I will do a video in the future highlighting my plants that are priceless to me regardless of the dollar amount that was spent, because there are some beautiful plants that I'm blessed with in my collection that doesn't really have a dollar amount on me when I look at it, when it comes to having it with me. So I think that's gonna be a fun video. So we are halfway through this trail, and I'm going to see if I can finish up this plant in under 3 hours today before I teach my night classes. But very satisfying to see the plant get cleaned up. And you just gotta be very gentle when it comes to going through all these different crevices to not damage the plant. So far so good, you guys. It's like the perfect day to be in the patio. I can't believe that it is the end of May and June is right upon us, and the weather is perfect here. So a nice Memorial Day weekend. Abby got to go to Long Beach, to the doggy beach. It was our first time there randomly when I lived in Los Angeles for a lot of years now. It's been almost 10 years since I left Hawaii, and I've never taken her to the doggy beach in Long Beach. I live so close to Santa Monica Beach. We just go to Santa Monica Beach because it's just literally down the street from me. So going 30-something miles to Long Beach for a doggy beach is pretty inconvenient with the Los Angeles traffic, but it was really nice to get her out there on Memorial Day after I taught my morning classes, because I did have to work. So this section looks like all new growth, so not that bad with build up and dirt. But you know, with this type of foliage where it's so curly, dust, debris, buildup is bound to happen. So I encourage you to get a box of Q-tips and clean your plant. Alright, let's see here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish up this trail and then pick up the video. Alright, you guys, so I just went through the strand and I went through it pretty quickly. I'm just taking a little overview glance at it to see if I missed anything. But for the most part, I feel pretty happy about this strand. And I'm going to work on my next one. There's so many blooms on this one. It's so stunning. I just love it so much. There was a lot of growth buildup on the top part of the strand, but I think the whole plant on the top is really bad. So I can't wait to tackle that section. But for now, this one is good to go. I'm gonna place it on the side so I don't confuse myself without ruining the blooms. And let's move on to this one here, which is a really cool one. So here's the next strand I'm gonna work on, and it splits off in like a Y. How cool is that? So let's see, after this I have 3 more strands and then the top section. Okay, we're almost there. Our plant is so dusty and dirty. Definitely well deserving of a good cleanup. And also, sound off in the comments below, guys. What is the longest amount of time you spent cleaning one plant in your collection? This is going to have to be my world record time of spending time on one plant. I think it's going to be well over 6 hours cleaning this plant. So I can't wait to enjoy it. Nice and clean. I love looking at the blooms every day. So I just go through this strand really quickly. Okay, I got a big section done here. Getting there slowly. Alright you guys, so I just finished up this double strand here, which is so beautiful. I'm just going through the plant one more time to do a quick little cleanup before I move on to my next strand. This was pretty dirty, so I'm glad I'm able to go through literally each leaf and wipe through it, which is so crazy to think that I'm doing that. But this plant is so special. I'm going the extra mile to keep it nice and happy, and I'm hoping that it'll get better photosynthesis now that it's gonna be nice and clean. So here is the strand, and this one randomly doesn't have any blooms, but that's fine because it's a double strand, which is really cool. So I like how that splits off. So let's take care of this one here. So there is a split off here on the bottom. So here's my next strand, which has multiple splits. There's one down here and then one up here, and no blooms. So I'm gonna go through this plant really quickly, and then after that it's just two more in the top. So home stretch. I feel very motivated to get through this plant. And the next video I would like to film is my pot of fame, since May is coming to an end. So that's pretty exciting to see who's gonna make it, because there's been a lot of activity in the collection. And if you clean your Hoya Compacta, how do you clean it? I would love to know in the comments below. This is probably the most productive way for me to clean my plant because of the size of it and the amount of trails. I feel like this is the only way I can get really into the plant, going through one leaf at a time. So tomorrow I will be going over to Catherine's house to film her spring 2019 plant tour. So that's really fun. I'll have to see what kind of cuttings I can take over to her house for her collection. I love being able to trade cuttings. And I haven't seen Catherine since we filmed for her birthday. So I look forward to seeing her. It's been a minute. Probably maybe 2 weeks. I know you guys enjoy when I have my special guest on my channel, which will be my grandma very soon. Can't wait to have her back in my space and on the channel. I know Evie's gonna be very happy. Okay guys, I'm gonna work through this strand and pick up the video when I am done. I tackled this much here. I'm halfway through, so just trying to work really quickly. This strand is really dirty. I am halfway through this strand and this one is really dirty, so pretty satisfying to go through this section here. My hands also feel really dirty touching this plant, so just working my way really quickly through this section. And I can't wait to tackle the top part of this plant. It's interesting to see what sections of the plants are new growth and which one are more mature. Like this section right here seems to be fairly new. Just going through the plant, giving it a nice scrub in the sections that are a little bit more built up on algae and dirt and dust. And believe it or not, you guys, like after spending over 3 hours cleaning this plant yesterday, I had to also stop because my hands was cramping up, which is crazy to think or say, but this actually gave me a hand cramp. I guess maybe holding on to the Q-tips and the leaf with my left hand, it just created cramps in my hand. So I'll probably roll out my hand on a ball after this. Okay, almost to the top part of this strand. I've now invested maybe a little over an hour today working with this plant. Okay, getting to this top part here, and I see the growth build up pretty bad up here. When I look at this Hoya Compacta, I'm thinking about like its entire life. Like, where did it live? Was it living inside of a house, outside, in a covered patio prior to being at that nursery? And why did the grower decide to let go of this Hoya Compacta? Because this one is pretty spectacular and, in my opinion, special. Like, I think if I was growing this, I would definitely not want to see it leave my possession. So now that I went through the strand, I'm just going through the plant to see if I missed anything before I move on to my next one. But this looks pretty good. Leave that there. Alright, you guys, so I got 2 more here. Now this one also has a split here with some blooms, and this one looks pretty dirty. So let's see how quick I can get through this one. Time check. So as you can see here, this one is really compacted, so it's a little bit harder for me to go through this plant quickly because it's a little bit more tighter. But I'm still able to get dirt off of the plant. So this section is done here. Now I'm just gonna work my way past the blooms, which it looks like it got like cramped up in there. Do you see that? Poor thing. Another dirty Q-tip. My hand is already starting to cramp, believe it or not. But I still have one more strand to do after this one, and then the whole top part of the plant, which will probably take up the rest of my morning before I have to go to teach my afternoon and night classes. It's crazy to think how much hours and time and Q-tips I'm gonna have to go through to get this beautiful, stunning plant nice and clean. But if you're motivated to do it, I love this plant so much. Looks like there's what's left of blooms that were probably the first ones to open up on this plant. Here's a good one right here. A lot of growth build up right here. So I'm just gonna scrub the Q-tip over it like this, and you'll see all of the growth buildup come right off. Very satisfying. Yay! Yeah, this section is really bad. So as you can see, so this strand did take me a while to get through because it was quite dirty. I'm just doing a quick overview, checking to see if I missed any spots on this trail before I move on to my last trail. And then when that last trail is done, I'm gonna bring this whole plant down to finish the top of the plant, which I look forward to doing because that is probably where I'm gonna have to invest my most time and work into getting this plant cleaned up. But it's kind of interesting when I go back through each strand before I move on that I seem to miss a lot. I guess just seems to be the trend. So here's this strand all cleaned up for the most part, and glad that one is done. We'll just put this on the side, and then now I'm gonna work with this last one, which looks pretty dirty, but this is the last one, you guys. So my hand is cramping up and I was gonna refill my water, and I went into my house and my hummingbird is back in my house to visit me. So let's do a hummingbird break. So here's my hummingbird. We need to get you out. This hummingbird is always in my house. Got it? I just went through this strand here. I'm just looking through it one last time to see if there's anything that I missed. I have about an hour until I have to leave the house for work, so I want to wrap up this video before then, and I still need to eat something. So I think this strand looks pretty good. So the time has come where I'm going to bring down my Hoya to clean the top section of the plant, which is going to be a really big job. My hand's been cramping up. Bring this down and get this plant off of here. Why is it stuck? Okay. Alright, you guys, so here is my Hoya Compacta. I'm gonna bring all the strands out now. This thing is really heavy. Okay. So here is the top part of my Hoya Compacta. I can't believe, you guys, it took me 2 days worth of cleaning to get the strands done. Now this is the top part here where I'm going to tackle next. So what I think I'm gonna do is bring the hook down here so I can see the top part of the plant, and I think I'm gonna work with it right here. Here is the top part of the plant. As you can see, it is really bad. So I have an hour to spare to go through this whole plant, and I'm really gonna have to work my Q-tip in there to get all of the dirt out. But this is the home stretch and probably the worst part of the plant. So let's see if I can get this done in an hour. You can see the Q-tip is pretty dirty. This plant is really dirty, so I hope the hummingbird found its way out. It's been coming into my space for the last couple of weeks and ends up randomly in my bathroom. Yeah, so this section is done. I really want to work right here on this top part because that's probably the most problematic part of the plant right here. So let's see where I want to start. I think I'm going to maybe work my way from left to right on this plant. So as you can see, this section right here, there's a lot of built up. So I just run the Q-tip on it and the dirt comes right off. So this is the technique that I use on this whole plant, which works pretty well. And then even on the outsides too, I'll do the same thing too. My hand is cramping up. Probably one of the worst ones in the whole plant, but we got it clean. There we go. That was really bad, as you can see the Q-tip. But yeah, it makes me curious to think, where was this plant living before the plant nursery? And if I had it, I probably would have taken care of it like this from the start once I seen that algae growed up. So as you can see, I'm really getting in these crevices here. Take a look at that. It's really bad. Home stretch. I'm now like 6 hours into cleaning this plant. This is like the toughest part. Look at this. You see that? It's bad. So just make sure I have my fingertip under the leaf so I can work quicker and more efficient without hurting the leaf. And my hand is cramping up, but we must move quick. So that one looks pretty good. Let me just get the back side of this leaf here, which is a lot of growth build up here. I can feel it all on my hands too. I can't wait to wash my hands after this video. So this section looks pretty good. This is from my pine tree, all of this. Let's go ahead and maybe turn the plant now so I can see another section. This section is really bad. Yikes. Take a look at that. I think if and when I do clean this plant again, I'm probably gonna do it in 3 days versus 2, because to stand in front of this plant for 3 hours at a time cleaning, my hand is cramping and it's definitely a mission. But I feel so satisfied knowing all of the trails I went through and that I'm tackling the worst part now. So that makes me really happy. Look at the Q-tip. It is so dirty. Alright you guys, this plant is on the tail end of being done. I'm gonna probably invest in maybe another half an hour into it, and then I'm gonna have to head out to teach my afternoon and night classes. My hands feel pretty gross right now and also cramped up. And I can't wait to share with you how many Q-tips I went through to clean this plant and how much dirt and buildup I was able to get off of this plant. And I feel pretty motivated after this video to do this for all of my plants. This section here was really bad. I'm gonna spin it around to clean up the last section here, right here, and then I'm going to be done with the plant. So tail end here, a lot of buildup. Can't believe I'm finally doing this for the plants. I think I'm gonna do this one section and I think I'm done. You guys, so I am pretty much on the tail end of cleaning this plant. This has now been over a total of 6 hours and a span of over 2 days spending time on this plant, getting it nice and clean. I feel very accomplished. I feel like I'm a good plant mom, and I'm looking forward to seeing how well this plant does now that I did clean it up. And I look forward to not having to do this for a while. So let's see if I can do this for my plant 3 times a year. I'd be happy to do that, but we'll see, because this is a very, when it comes to cleaning, high maintenance kind of plant. But Hoyas for the most part are very low maintenance plants. They don't like a lot of water and they give off beautiful blooms. I love Hoyas so much, so I look forward to doing this for all of my Hoyas and my big leaf plants in the future. But what do you guys think about all of the work I just put in? So that was really tedious. I have the plant here. I can't believe my hands are cramping, you guys. And I want to share with you all of the Q-tips that I went through to clean this plant and how dirty this plant was. All of the Q-tips, as you can see, this is a very long, tedious process of cleaning this plant, but it was definitely needed. I can't believe I did this project over a course of 2 days. But taking a look at the plant, and I'm gonna lift it up and I'm gonna give it a nice hug because I absolutely adore this one-of-a-kind show-stopping plant. I just can't believe it. I love this plant so much, you guys, and I can't believe I invested over 6 hours over the course of 2 days getting this plant nice and cleaned up. What do you guys think? I mean, that was very tedious. I definitely want to say this would have been a really fun project for my grandma and I to do, but she's not going to be here for another 2 weeks, so I didn't want to wait that long to tackle this project. The trails are looking absolutely beautiful and shiny, and to come back the next day to see all of the work I accomplished yesterday really motivated me to want to finish up this project. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of me doing the same type of projects to my collection, going through all of my collection and cleaning my plants, give this video a big thumbs up and let me know down in the comments below. I would love to tackle my rubber plants, my alocasias, my philodendrons, and the rest of my Hoya collection, and I think it's very therapeutic too. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I feel like I need a little motivation, I'll go onto YouTube and I'll watch other content creators clean, and that helps me motivate myself to clean too. And sometimes just having it on while I'm cleaning is also motivating. So if you guys want to see more cleaning videos with plant life, let me know in the comments down below. I love to do that maybe once a week because my collection is 300 plus. I think it'd be like a good thing for me to do to help be on top of my plants, doing one cleaning video a week. So this is my big project that I wanted to tackle. I'm gonna wash my hands and I'm gonna head out to teach my night classes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys for hanging out with me. It was definitely a mental challenge and a physical challenge because I can't believe I went through this whole plant. I literally went through this whole plant, you guys. My hand is cramped up. I'm gonna have to roll it out on a ball after I wash it. And what I'm gonna do for this plant next is I'm gonna give it a water, because I haven't gotten any water since the rain happened maybe over a week ago. So I'm probably gonna put like a moisture meter in here to see if it needs water, but I want to say it's time to get water. There are a handful of blooms left on the plant, so I don't want to touch it. It's absolutely gorgeous, you guys. Take a look at that. These blooms are so spectacular. Next time I touch this plant, you guys, is gonna be me literally putting it into a terracotta. I'm not gonna mess up the root ball because I know it's happy. So if you guys enjoy this video and an update on my Hoya Compacta, give this video a big thumbs up. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You can find more on my blog at ilovejewelyn.blogspot.com. Until next time, aloha from Santa Monica, California, and my beautiful Hoya Compacta. Bye guys.